My reaction to the 2025 Mexico City Grand Prix. What's going on, guys? Gavin here. Welcome back to my Formula One podcast where we talk about all things Formula One. Every qualifying session, every practice session, not every practice session, most practice sessions, every Grand Prix, every sprint qualifying, every sprint, you know, my reaction to it, my predictions, of course, and then my driver rankings for that particular weekend. This time out, we went racing in Mexico City, and we do have a lot to chat about. So let's get right into it. What could have been a crazy final lap if they didn't throw that virtual safety car right at the end? I mean, that was absolutely ridiculous. Carlos Sainz's Williams it wasn't getting hit. If you're racing, like you would have to be racing in reverse on the track to get hit, to even like be close to getting hit. Like he was fully in the runoff area. Like he didn't need, the virtual safety car at all to it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What could have been a crazy final lap, of course, with Max Verstappen gaining on Leclerc for P2, and then Oscar Piastri, equally as important, gaining on Oliver Bearman, who we'll talk about later, for P4. I don't know why. Um, it's just absolutely baffling. Race control did make some, or yeah, race control did make some questionable decisions throughout this race, but yeah, we will be talking about them later. And another thing that was so weird was Liam Lawson almost like like running over marshals on the track during the Grand Prix. Like how stupid do they have to be to deploy them? Because yeah, he was away from the pack, but absolutely so stupid. Like it should be so easy. There's so much technology. They should absolutely know when there's a car coming up on the track. Absolutely, for sure. But and it absolutely needs to be investigated, and hopefully it will be. But now that we have that out of the way, let's chat about lap one incident, four wide going into turn one. Obviously, Lando being able to hold the position at the start, it's one of the hardest tracks to do it at, and it's very impressive for sure. And yeah, I honestly agree that Max didn't get a penalty there because in my opinion, he went off the track. When he went off the track, he was P4, and then when he came back onto the track, he was P4. So did he get an advantage? Maybe a tiny bit in time, but not really, to be honest. The only thing that I have concerns about turn one is how did Charles Leclerc get away with that? Like, get away with that move because he did gain positions. That's how we got up to P2 on lap one. He was behind Lewis at the apex, and then I don't know if it's like a Ferrari team, they just don't care. They favor Leclerc, but obviously in the end it didn't matter because Hamilton had that 10-second penalty for a later incident on lap six, but he should have absolutely given that position back and or gotten a penalty for that. But yeah, lap one, there was a lot to unpack there. And speaking of lap one, and I spoke about it a little earlier, Lando Norris cruising to victory, pole to victory, led every lap. A new championship leader, pressure's back on him. Everyone counted him out. He's back on top for now. Um, I said last time out, I think he's the favorite to win it. I do still think he's the favorite to win it. No, Piastri's car is not being sabotaged. Um, Obviously, we see form ebb and flow, especially down the stretch at the end with him, particularly last year. Uh, it was his longest streak of podiumless races since Austin, Mexico City, Brazil, Vegas of 2024, just last season. Um, and yeah, it's four in a row now, I think. Right? Yeah, Mexico, Austin, Baku, Singapore. Yeah, four in a row. And I don't want to spoil anything, but Oscar Piastri in driver rankings is not going to be high. Not at all. Not going to be high. But who is going to be high is Oliver Behrman. Absolutely brilliant masterclass of a race. Overtook um, Max Verstappen on the road and he was on the pace. He was on the pace for a good while with the Mercedes, with the Ferraris, and Ferrari will be calling his name soon when, Lewis decides to hang him up for good. But this rookie class is really freaking good. Really freaking good. For sure. And Bortoleto getting back in the points as well is good for him. But and Haas overtakes Sauber for P8 in the championship. Who's not doing any overtaking is Alpine, absolute disaster class. Both cars a lap down, finishing within, I forgot what the exact time was, but very close to each other. And they were the only cars that got beat by Lance Stroll, so that has to say something about it. Um, I don't know what they're doing. Are they just focusing on 2026? They're not going to have an absolute masterclass this year like they did that double podium in Brazil of last year, which is coming up. And oh, I forgot to mention Lando Norris. I saw a thing on Instagram. Follow the Instagram. Um, it was first 14 poles on 14 different circuits. That's absolutely insane for him. Absolutely good for him. And yeah, Lando Norris absolutely cruising to victory, 30 seconds, 40 seconds ahead of his teammate. Like, yeah, Piastri did have the pace. He didn't even have the pace. He had all right pace for a little while there. He had a pace over a Haas, which is not saying much, of course. But yeah, it wasn't his race, wasn't Lewis's race. That penalty on lap six, uh, did he deserve it? Did he not deserve it? Hmm, it's hard to say, but he got it for gaining an advantage off the track. But it's hard to say. It just wasn't his race. Nothing. There's just races where it doesn't go Lewis's way, it feels like, and this was one of them. And also, not whose race it didn't go. George Russell's radio calls, absolutely hilarious, diabolical. To keep it tame, he was saying that he had a couple of cars right behind him, or the McLaren of Oscar Piastri right behind him. Obviously, couldn't keep him behind him, finishing sixth and seventh on the road. The two Mercedes, but yeah. And do they even want to win, or not win, but do they even want to be able to get P2 in this championship? It's yeah, they should have let George past Antonelli right when he asked, or not at all. Like, you can't be indecisive with that, especially since, the dirty air and the tires. It gets to a point where, yeah, it's hard to say for sure, but if they were gonna let him through, they should have done it. And then another team that it didn't go well for is Aston Martin, my team. Alonso mysteriously retiring the car. And not that it looked good at all, absolutely abysmal to be honest with you. But yeah, Yuki Tsunoda didn't do too great. Hadjar, yeah, yeah. Lawson ended up retiring along with Hulkenberg, Sainz, as we mentioned before, and Fernando Alonso. So a fifth of the field. Charles Leclerc's second podium in a row. And yeah, let's take a look at the predictions. For pole position, I said Max Verstappen. No. For P5, I said George Russell. No. For P4, I said Charles Leclerc. No. For P3, I said Lewis Hamilton. No. For P2, I said Max Verstappen. Almost. And P1, I said Lando Norris. That's the only one from pole, and I didn't. And my crazy prediction is uh, uh, Stroll out qualifies Alonso, which obviously didn't happen. So 1 out of 7 there. Crazy prediction poll 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, wow. I'm washed. My wheel knowledge is absolutely minimal at this particular point in time. But that is it for me. I will be back tomorrow for the driver rankings, as always, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.